Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third issue of the Senegal Presidential Election Campaign Journal. We began with the candidate of the Benno Bokk Yakaar coalition. Amadou Ba unfolded his activities in Guédiawaye on Sunday, March 10, 2024. It was in the presence of our reporter, Amen Edji.
Amadou Ba, candidate for the Benno Bokk Yakaar coalition and a leading figure in the ruling party, held a memorable rally in Dakar on March 10, 2024. The event, which marked the second day of the electoral campaign for the presidential election on March 24th, attracted an enthusiastic and committed crowd in the town of Guédiawaye. During his speech, Amadou Ba outlined the main points of his electoral program, highlighting the crucial issues faced by the country, with a special focus on youth and the employment sector.
Plus de la moitié de la population a moins de 19 ans. Les trois quarts de la population.
More than half the population is under 19, three-quarters of the population is under 35. This means that youth is not the future of our country, but youth is the present of Senegal. That is why I'm committed to being the president of youth employment. I am committed to consolidating what has been achieved, to implementing innovative programs, and I am committed to creating 1 million jobs over the next 5 years.
Je m'engage à consolider les acquis, à mettre en œuvre des programmes innovants. Et je me suis engagé à créer 1 million d'emplois sur les 5 années.
The members of the coalition called for unity, solidarity, and the continuation of progress made under the current mandate, while recalling the objective of the candidate, Amadou Ba. All the zones have set up their electoral committees, and all the communes are expressing their support and commitment to you. Don't make the wrong choice. Candidate Amadou Ba will be with us. For the rest of our campaign, we'll be rolling out our program in every nook and cranny. We have changed our strategy because we don't have much time left. So we're going to roll out our candidates program. This massive presence of supporters and citizens of all ages testifies to the importance of this election for the future of Senegal. Amadou Ba's second day of campaigning, announced in Kermassar before heading to Guédiawaye, marks a significant turning point in the presidential race. The majority candidate positions himself as the choice of the young people, ready to take up the challenge of youth employment for the future of the country.
Let's talk about the economic stakes. Senegalese 2024 Finance Act mentions the goal of leading the West African country towards emergence. This ambition has been materializing since 2014 with the implementation of the Plan Senegal Emergent. The authorities are determined to undertake growth-friendly fiscal consolidation. Amen Edji.
Senegal has great ambitions for its development. The involvement of the private sector is at the cornerstone of the action plan aimed at achieving this objective, and since 2014 the country has introduced a series of programs enriched in the Plan Senegal Emergent Vision 2035. This plan, based on 3 strategic axes, reflects the authorities' determination to set in motion a dynamic of economic expansion despite the existing challenges.
Le premier, c'est la transformation.
The first is the structural transformation of our economy through significant public investment in the infrastructure sector, water, energy, roads, significant investment on the second pillar, which is human capital, education, vocational training, and the third pillar, which is governance, peace and security.
La gouvernance, c'est la paix et la sécurité.
The country has a satisfactory economic outlook bolstered by oil and gas production. According to official forecast, real GDP growth is projected at 9.2% in 2024 compared with 4.1% in 2023, once structural reforms have been implemented. Backed by this dynamic, the government has always given pride of place to investment in terms of facilitating tax and custom policies.
Vous savez, à l'époque,
You know, back to the era of doing business report, Senegal was a country that made regular progress in this World Bank report, which gave a ranking of how easy it was for SMEs to do business in the country, and the creation of the APIX one-stop shop, for example, stemmed for this package of reforms at a time on business creation, access to property, access to credit. These are all the areas in which the Plan Senegal Emergent and the Senegalese government continue to invest and work. According to the authority, the state of Senegal's 2024 budget estimated at 7,000 billion francs CFA, compared with 6,400 billion CFA in 2023, is in the line with the continuity of public policies. As a reminder, on June 26, 2023, the IMF and Senegal signed a 36-month, 1.5 billion financing agreement, which is expected to help address macroeconomic imbalances by reducing debt vulnerabilities.
Then let's get to know the candidate of the Diomaye president coalition. Bassirou Diomaye Faye, 44, is the number 2 of the former Pastef Les Patriotes party. His political career reflects his dedication to social change and justice. His profile with Pauline Minka.
Born in 1980 in Diaganyao in the Thiès region, Bassirou Diomaye Faye is a graduate of the École nationale d'administration. In 2007, he joined the Direction Générale des Impôts et Domaines. It was there that he met Ousmane Sonko, his political leader. Faye was present at the end of 2014 when the Senegalese African Patriots of Work, Ethics and Fraternity, Pastef party was created. He became its Secretary General in October 2022. The candidate for the presidential election on March 24, 2024 calls on the youth of this party to mobilize more for a change of power in Senegal.
Every day counts. Don't give in if you encounter difficulties. They're trying to discourage us. Go and register to vote. Because the electoral card is the only weapon to get President Macky Sall and his dying regime out of the palace, him and his candidate.
Bassirou Diomaye Faye was arrested on April 14, 2023 and charged with contempt of court, defamation and acts likely to jeopardize the public peace for having criticized the way in which the judiciary handled cases relating to Ousmane Sonko.
Some magistrates, a tiny minority, have made it their mission to slit the throat, butcher and serve fresh meat from political opponents to President Macky Sall so that he can decide, according to his idiosyncrasies and phobias, what sauce he would like to hit them with. This behavior, which is damaging to democratic and inclusive political competition and to civil peace in Senegal, must stop. In any event, the truth and the people must prevail.
On January 20, 2024, the Senegalese Constitutional Council published a final list of the candidates for the presidential election, which did not include Sonko. Diomaye Faye, Pastef default candidate, was retained. The opposition favorite candidate, who was in pre-trial detention, has benefited from the amnesty law passed by the parliament on March 6, 2024. He will therefore be allowed to campaign alongside his supporters with the hope of winning the March 2024 upcoming election.
Re-elected mayor of Dakar in 2014 and candidate of the Khalifa President coalition, Khalifa Ababacar Sall embraced politics early on. However, in 2017, his political life took a turn when he was charged with embezzlement of public funds and sentenced to 5 years in prison. Despite this, he has not given up on running for president in 2024. He is determined to work for the preservation of democracy. This profile by Pauline Minka tells the story of his career.
Khalifa Ababacar Sall, a native of Louga in the northwestern Senegal, is a pure socialist activist. With his calm temperament, he had no trouble winning over the Dakar electorate who put the trust in him for the city's elections in 2009 and 2014. Pardoned and released from the prison on September 29, 2019, the former Minister of Trade says he is determined to use his experience in prison to serve the Senegalese people. After capitalizing on my experiences, I drew new energy from them, which I will continue to put at the service of Senegal. Since the announcement of the postponement of the presidential election on 23rd February 2024, the politician had called on the entire opposition and all other active forces to block my attempt at an institutional coup d'etat and to preserve democracy. The Khalifa coalition firmly opposes any violation of the law that would instill the crisis of legitimacy and threaten the stability of our country. It calls on all opposition and active forces to block any attempt at an institutional coup d'etat and to preserve our democracy while respecting the rights and will of the people. The decisions taken at the National Dialogue on February 26, 2024 have also led to changes in the electoral law. This will give the president of the Taxawoo Senegal party a chance to take part in the presidential election on March 24, 2024. As a result, the Socialist Party intends to do everything in its power to improve the pensions and status of Senegal's pensioners and once elected head of the nation.
This concludes the third issue of your campaign journal. Thank you for following us. We look forward to seeing you soon for a new issue. Enjoy the rest of programs on Africa 24.